Hi, all. It's been a while. Oh my God. I thought I was going to be ready for this. Okay. I'm back. I'm back because my mom was my biggest fan. She would want nothing more than for me to continue doing this. So, the last couple of weeks I've been trying to get back on. I just couldn't do it. And then I said, I'm definitely doing it this Friday. It's very hard. This is from my mom. Unfortunately, we've been through lots of disappointment. Fighting health issues. And she was sick for a long time. But she kept fighting. She was doing really well. And then, unfortunately, COVID hit. You never think it's that bad until it happens. COVID took 3 weeks out of my time with my mother before she died. I was sick. And I stood upstairs so that I wouldn't get her sick. I did everything in my power. So I didn't get to see her in those 3 weeks. I just spoke with her over the phone. Took care of the things I had to do for her by making phone calls to doctors and stuff like that. When I was out of quarantining, that I felt that was safe enough, she started not feeling well. We had to take her to the hospital. They diagnosed her with COVID. We weren't allowed to go. Beginning of February, they had everything on lockdown again. Nobody was allowed to visit. My mom has taught me many things. First of all, she was the most beautiful, sensitive soul. Her empathy for others were amazing. Her family was so important to her. She had a lot of sayings that she would tell us. Things that stuck with me my whole life. One of them, this knock, and the door shall open. And if it doesn't, at least you know you tried. When she was in the hospital and they wouldn't let anybody go see her, this was stuck in my brain. And I said, I gotta try somehow to get in there to see her. Because they were actually telling me they were getting ready to intubate her. With God's graces, I thought, God, I teach so many different students, all of them having positions in different places, and I knew there was somebody I had to know that might be able to see her. And then it came upon me, and I remembered the name, and I gave her a call. She was my angel. She pulled strings to get me to get in to see my mother because they thought that they were going to get ready to intubate her. That door opened and I got in. And when she saw me, she lit up. Rosie, what are you doing here? She said, Mom, you always told me knock and the door shall open. If it doesn't, at least you know you tried. I said, I remember somebody who worked here. She was so happy to see me. And I got to give her these words. And I got to tell her that she needed to breathe and coach her through her breathing so that she could get off the CPAP machine. And she told me that she would do it. And that she was hungry. I said, don't worry. I'm going to get them to feed you. Just promise me you're going to keep breathing. And she said, okay. I got to talk to the doctor. And I explained to the doctor to please try to get her on the regular oxygen and give her something to eat, because I truly believed that she would gather her strength and pull through it. The doctor listened. Another angel. She was amazing. She told me that I could call back at 5 o'clock in the morning and find out how she did. That she was going to try and do what I asked. When I called, she told me, wow, your mom did great. She's like, she's on regular oxygen. She had a half of Ensure. I couldn't give her a sandwich that she was asking for, but I was able to give her a half of Ensure. Like, oh my God, I'm so happy. Thank you. That's okay. Feed her the sandwich later on. She said, okay. They fed her later on that day. My mother started getting her strength back. Her vitals were doing better. Talking to the nurses, every time I called, they were like, yeah, she's doing good. Her numbers are coming up. She's been on the regular oxygen. I was like, thank you, God. They told me we're waiting for one more doctor to clear her. And then she'll be able to come home. She finished her round of the COVID medicine that they had to give her. can't remember the name. And if her blood pressure comes up, we're going to be able to let her go. I got the phone call that day. Your mom is getting discharged. Her numbers are good. The doctor just left. I was so happy. Oh my God. I couldn't get there fast enough. Picked her up, took her home, took care of her. She was still weak. It's normal. I knew what she was going through. COVID really does a lot of damage. So she got home that Wednesday. By Friday, she told me she wanted to get in the shower. I got her in. I got her out. I lathered her up with her favorite perfume. It was the lotion, a Chanel No. 5 lotion. She was so happy. She put this big smile on her face. Still very weak. Not talking much, but enough to let me see the smile. Wheeled her out into the room with my dad. And we watched the Shakira concert together. She watched it. She asked for pizza. I ordered her pizza. She loved her food. My God. She ate her pizza as she watched, and to make her continue to smile, I would get up and start wiggling my hips. And she would put this little smile on her face. That night, around almost 1 o'clock that morning, she started going into cardiac arrest. I started taking her oxygen and saw it going down, not knowing what to do. I started screaming, "Ma, you gotta breathe. You gotta breathe through your nose." I'm calling the ambulance. She said, "No." I said, "No, I have to call. Your numbers are going lower." I got to feed her a teaspoon of honey. And I got to sing the song, "You Are My Sunshine." Every day, when my mom would see the sun, she would tell me it was a rosy day. The ambulance came, took. By the time I got to the hospital, they told me they had to try to revive her. They revived her 4 times. There was no hope. I couldn't believe it. And it still doesn't seem real. Every day is so precious. And we don't realize it when we're living. But time goes by fast, and we see it when we see people. We see when we see kids growing up, but we never really take the time to appreciate the moments that we have. She was my biggest fan of the Rose Show. If you listen to the one from New Year's, you could hear her screaming in the background. And every Friday, she would ask me, what was it about, Rosie? I want to watch it. I want to watch it. And she would watch. She loved it. Growing up, at the time I didn't realize, but my parents were really strict. As a kid, you don't realize it, that they're doing it for your own benefit. You just keep saying, why? Why do my parents have to be like that? I am who I am today because they were. I had a curfew. I had to be home by. If I wasn't home by that time, she was walking back and forth a million times, watching that clock, waiting up. As you get older, you don't realize. Well, at the time when you're younger, you don't realize that even when you're older, they still worry just the same. She had my back all the time. She used to tell me, don't wait until tomorrow, what you can do today. And that saying hit me last week when I kept pushing off the show. I said, wait a minute. She wouldn't be happy that I keep pushing this off. My mother loved to cook. People who know her know what an amazing cook she was. She loved to feed everybody. I often say to myself, wow, there's so much in me that still lives for her. The things that I do, I realize I'm her. She was an amazing artist. I can't do. I can't draw for the life of me. But she also loved making things, making stuff out of clay. Truly a talent. A talent. She never thought she was good enough. I used to tell her all the time how good it was. Don't judge a book by its cover was one of the other things she would tell me. Never understanding when I was young what she meant by that. Until I started getting older. And I realized what she meant. Don't judge a book by its cover. You never know what people are going through. She instilled in us kindness, hearts of gold. She instilled in us. We would go out of our way for anybody, just like she would. My mom was a very courageous, fun, loving, sometimes sometimes a little snappy, depending if people could get her on the wrong side. But it took a lot for her to get to that point. They often say that there's signs that happen that you know that they're still here. I have encountered some of those signs already. The day of her burial, she used to go when we were small in the backyard. There used to be a little red-breasted robin. The red-breasted robin. And she used to tell us, that's Mommy's friend. He comes to visit me every day. And we used to laugh as little kids and look up at her. The day of her cremation, as we were leaving, there was an entire family of red-breasted robins hopping up and down right next to her. I know she's in a better place. And I know she's not suffering. She used to tell me, life, Rosie, is not a bowl full of cherries. God knows what all of my health problems that I've fought in the past, it was the number one thing that would always pop into my mind. She would tell me, you just gotta stay strong. Stay strong. I love and miss her so much. I'm so blessed to have had that last day, taking care of her and making her feel so good. No matter whether I was small or whether I was older, I always look to jump into her arms. I'm broken. But I know she's looking upon. She's looking down. She will give me the strength to do the things that I always wanted to do. And more than ever. I will get them done for her. I just wish she would have been here to see me do it. But I know she is looking down on me. The last saying that she used to tell us was, every 24 hours is a new day. And it was true. I went from her being fine to losing her the next day. Enjoy every moment that you have, your family, your friends. Don't let the little things get in the way. Don't let things bother you. It means nothing at the end of the day. Create special times. Embrace those moments because they will go away in the blink of an eye. Thank you to all who have reached out to me, whether it was a phone call or a text or a card or sending something in the baskets and everything, reaching out to my children, my family. Words can't express how thankful I am. What do you know? It's time to go. But stay tuned for the next row show. Next Friday at 4 o'clock. Thank you.